Many of you may recognize this painting from last week called Guernica by Pablo Picasso. It was painted in 1937. And after reading and listening to your Think, See, Wonder response, and a lot of you wondered why he painted this, was because he was from Spain, but he was in Paris at the time, and Spain was bombed during the Spanish Civil War, and it was more of an anti-war painting and to bring awareness to the war. So this is an example of one of his Cubist compositions and also a monochromatic themed painting. And so you're going to be doing something similar in a few moments. We will also be using another Cubist composition, such as The Three Musicians by Pablo Picasso that was painted in 1921, and The Old Guitarist that was painted during his Blue period in 1903. Hey everyone! For this drawing activity, you're going to be making a Cubist composition inspired by Pablo Picasso. In this case, we're going to be drawing a guitar, but if you want to choose a different instrument or a different object to draw, that is completely fine. So first I'm going to show you how to draw a basic acoustic guitar shape. So the first thing you want to do is draw very lightly, but draw a figure 8. Just like the number 8. This will kind of help get that shape that you need for the base of the guitar, and then you can just erase the lines on the inside. This is always why I like to say draw light until you've got it right. The next step is to draw the opening of the guitar right here, and kind of looks like an avocado. And then you're going to draw two straight lines coming up. This is the bridge of the guitar and the handle. And these come in all different kinds of shapes, so you do not have to do this one. This is just the most standard acoustic guitar shape that there is. And you can have the strings come all the way down, and they attach right here where the bridge is. And then if you want, you can start to draw the strings of the guitar. And you can draw the little knobs to tune the guitar on the side. Usually the strings go right around those and connect. Now if there's any other decorations you want to add to your guitar or any other details, feel free to. And then the last step is next step is to divide up the space. So in this case, you're either going to want a ruler or another piece of paper to use as a straight edge. So if you don't have a ruler, no worries. You can use a second sheet of paper or anything really that has a straight edge to draw lines across the background to help divide up the space. I would stop when you hit the guitar and then hop to the other side to continue that line. And I would try not to do too many lines, because in each of these spaces you are going to be creating a different value, either with paint, colored pencil, even just a regular pencil, whatever you have available at home. It doesn't have to be in color, because in this case we're going to do a monochromatic color scheme, kind of like the Guernica picture that y'all looked at last week. That one all was in black and white and different shades of gray. So in this case you could use a blue colored pencil and press down harder in these areas to make darker blues, and just use really light pressure to make light blues. If you have paint at home, you can use white to make any color lighter, and you can use black to make any color darker to make a shade. So you can use a regular pencil, and I'm just going to do that so you can see how it would look in just shades of gray, but I will post some student examples of some that are painted, some that are colored in. If you have a marker and want to outline your lines, you can do that too. This Sharpie's dried out. Here's a good one. And if you want to divide up the lines inside the guitar, and draw some lines in here, you can too. But you do not have to. And electric guitars come in all different kinds of shapes. So if you want to do an electric guitar instead, I'm going to post some examples of different guitar shapes that you can use as well for this. So once I have everything outlined, which you don't have to outline if you don't have a marker, I just personally like things outlined better. And if it's not straight on top of your original drawing, the lines, it's okay. Okay, now what I'm going to do is try to create different values. So since I'm doing black and white with this one, I'm just going to very lightly take my pencil and go back and forth to create a really light gray. Now, when you're shading with pencil, if you want to make it darker, you can turn your paper and go the opposite direction, still going side to side, and that will make it look slightly darker. And to keep making it darker, you can keep changing your direction of your pencil to add on another layer. Think of it as like layers of paint, but you're using layers of pencil. Okay. If you press down harder, you can also get darker shades. Now, I encourage you, if you do have colored pencils at home or paint, please do this with those. I just wanted to show an option for those that might not have the art supplies at home. An easier way to fill in all this space is you can also go ahead and make a light shade everywhere, and then go in and switch the direction lines of your pencil when you go to a new section. You can use the same value of gray in different areas as long as it's not touching the same value next to it. So for example, these are all the same value, so I would come in here and make this one maybe even darker, just to divide up that space. But then I could leave these that light gray. Probably make this one a medium one. Now, this probably would be really hard to do with a mechanical pencil. You probably just want to use a regular graphite pencil to shade in these areas. They'll be a lot faster. You can do it with a mechanical pencil. It's just going to take you a lot longer because the lead is so skinny that it's going to take a while to fill in that space. Now see right here, I don't like how these are almost too similar, so I'm going to go back in and add another layer to this section right here. Your goal in this drawing is to make the biggest range of values that you can. You don't want them to all look the same shade, especially when you're using only one color. It's very important that you get that range from lights to very dark. Like I can make this one, I would probably do the darkest ones in the smaller sections. That way I'm not having to press down so hard in the bigger ones, like this one. So you can see all those different values you can get just from a regular pencil.
Maybe make the different frets different shapes. Make the value scale going up. Guitar. I'm starting to press down harder as I get towards the top. Maybe we can shade all this in too.
Now, if you don't like the cross-hatching lines, you can always take your finger and kind of smooth it out. And that will blend it a little better. And just smooth out some of those pencil lines, especially up here. And yeah, if you want to add other decorations to your guitar, you can. Maybe even like a texture on the guitar to make it look wooden. You can add whatever you want. This is your drawing. Feel free to be creative and add other elements to the drawing as well. You can mix it up and choose a different instrument if you want, or choose a different kind of shape of guitar. You can add music notes around it, whatever else you want to add to it.